Hello everyone, this is Clausius and I'm back with another Starcraft video. Today we're going to continue on with our Zerg beginner guide tutorial. So last time we talked about how to just make Zerglings and expand, and to not make units until you absolutely have to, or until you want to do an attack timing or something like that, and just to see how much you can get away with that. And actually you can do a lot with that. So today we're going to add on our kind of special units, the queens. And the queens can do many things, so it'll take a lot to work with. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how to utilize our expansions to an effective way. But the queens are going to be pretty much our main air defense if anything air came in. And we're also going to talk about like what you can do with the drones to turn it into like some other defensive structures to attack air and to attack ground in case you need it or something. And one of them actually can see invisible stuff, which you want to do as well, but you can also do that with overseers, and we're going to learn all about that today. So pretty much queens, other defensive structures, and how to see invisible units while still making Zerglings and expanding. All right, so let's go ahead and start a game and get right into that. So remember, don't get supply blocked, make a bunch of drones, and only make the units that you need. But we're also going to add on queens and talk about the other defensive structures to see invisible stuff and what you can do with queens. So queens are actually really cool because you can actually use them to increase your larva count. And as you recall from the last video, larva is what we use to make things like overlords, drones, Zerglings, and everything else. But the queens actually don't use larva. Queens actually come straight from the hatchery. So let's go ahead and make our first drone, hotkey this, and put this right at our hill somewhere. There it is. So usually, swap that. Oh, I was supposed to make an overlord. All right, and second overlord, this one. So we're going to send it straight down or straight on top. Where would it be? Let's do straight down. Alright, and then once that pops, we're going to get our other overlords. Or, sorry, other drones. Alright, so we're not supply blocked. And next we're going to save up for our spawning pool, so we can have units when we need it. If I can remember the hotkeys for this. Okay, that. And a couple more drones. Now, the queen is actually going to come straight out of the hatchery, and it requires a spawning pool, so you're going to do that first. And this drone is actually going to go to our expansion. So you are going to come right over here, and you're going to build us another hatchery. Alright, so now we'll have this for our defense and a hatchery for production. And I think that's about it. Let me double check to see if anything needs gas. Yeah, the overseer needs gas. So after this, we are going to add on an extractor, and we're going to just do one. This will give us gas, so we can make the other stuff. So now, once the spawning pool spawns, you want to go ahead and make the queen, and then make 3 things of Zerglings. 3 pairs of Zerglings. I believe each one spawns 2 Zerglings, so there should be 6 Zerglings. And once this queen, so you're going to try to make actually 2 queens out of this, but we also need overlords. So get the overlord. We have money, so we're going to add on a second queen. Get 3 drones, put it on gas, and start making drones again. So doot. All right, and yep, and then we'll max that out, and this will be good. All right, so here we're going to attack the expansion, shift 1, attack the third, shift 1, and then attack the middle, shift 1, and then bring the rest back, control 1 to reset the hotkey, and the rest will come back for defense, and we'll build more drones. Now, the queen is really special, because the queen can actually do many things. So first, and its most important function is the larva, which is V. So you tap V and you click on your hatchery. Oh. Alright, so that is there, so we want to put that over there. So V actually lets it give us more larvae. So you want to pretty much have a routine of Build stuff, add spit the larva on the hatchery. So it's spawn larva. So build stuff, spawn larva, build stuff, spawn larva, or build stuff, queen, build stuff, queen, build stuff, queen. And you kind of want to have that little rotation. So we will need one more overlord and just make a bunch more drones. And put them over here. Alright, so the first queen's going to spit and then immediately go to defend this hatchery. And this one's going to build its own queen. And you'll pretty much have 3 queens. So the queens can attack ground and air, so they're good anti-air when you if you need it. And you guys just go look around and stuff. So they're good anti-air. But the other thing it can do is it can actually heal stuff. So this one is I would not worry about. So transfusion, you need to know it exists, but it's not that important. You can transfuse into a biological unit or structure, and it will regenerate some of their life. And that's really useful when you have like big late game units, or if your hatchery is about to die and you want to heal it, you can transfuse. But it's a little micro intensive and not really important at this level. Just know that it exists. But the spawn larva, is going to be your most important thing that you want to do. The next up is creep spread, which you can do by hitting C, and then it'll spawn these little creeps, and that'll actually expand your creep. Now, we're not going to focus on that too much at this level, simply because it's not super important. But what you do want to kind of do is you don't need creep spread throughout the whole map. That's just a little overdoing it for our low APM at this level. But what you do want to do is make sure your bases are kind of connected by creep, so your units can move back and forth very quickly. So after a certain amount of time, it will do this, and you'll be able to spread it once, and then this one will generate, and then that one will be able to spread, and you can just keep doing that. And you want to spread it between your bases. So let's go ahead and get another hatchery. Right, is he moving out? Nope, not moving out yet. Okay, so we're still good. Just keep making drones. All right, and put that there. Hi, cat. Keep making drones. Just see how greedy we can be without dying. Now, I promise you guys defensive structures. So the defensive structures are actually pretty cool. So first, you hit B and you have A and C with the drone. So this will turn the drone into a defensive structure. The spine crawler is something that attacks ground. So let's go ahead and place one of those like right here. Maybe place 2 right here for just static defense. You want to be a little close to the hatchery to defend the mineral line, but it does cost the drone, so just know that. But this will help you defend against ground stuff. Now, the other one is B and then A, and this is a spore crawler. The spore crawler will do anti-air, but it's also a detector, so that means it can see invisible things. So around 4 minutes or something, if you wanted to be, if you keep dying to air stuff, you can just put like 1 anti-air, maybe 2, 1 in front, 1 behind the mineral line, if you want. But the queens in combination with 1 should be enough. But if you see them going for a lot, then you can add on 2. Or if you're struggling with reaction times, you can add on 2. But eventually you want to go down to 1. Because remember, you want to get away with the least amount of defense possible when you are doing stuff. So you can spend your money elsewhere. Alright, so that should be... Yeah, we're in the 50s. So that should be our last round of drones. And we want to have at least 1 queen per hatchery. And we haven't been transfusing because I've been talking too much. But... make sure you're transfusing. Let's go ahead and put this queen down here. Alright, he is moving out, so now is a perfect time to make Zerglings. And we're gonna... and then... there. Alright, Zerglings, Overlord, Larva, Larva, Larva. Now you can use camera hotkey locations. I did not learn to use them properly when I first started, so unfortunately I don't have the habits of camera hotkeys. Alright, here we go. And the queens will actually help you attack. And this should be enough, and just keep spawning Zerglings for defense. Spawn another queen, just in case this one dies. But that should be enough for defense. Alright. Go ahead and expand again, and because we have so much, let's expand second time. Another thing you can do is if you have trouble defending your expansions and you need more hatcheries for more larvae, what you can do is make a kind of macro hatch inside your main base. But that means you put a second hatch, so that way you have more larvae, but it's easier to defend. Add that, add that to there, and then add this to here. Alright, let's go ahead and send one to attack. That was a good attack timing. 3 more overlords and a bunch of zerglings. Alright, so queens, pretty cool. And you should come down here. I want one spore collar right here just to connect my bases. Creep spread, I wouldn't worry about spreading throughout the map all that much. I think connecting your bases is more important right now and good enough for now. You can worry about creep spread more later. The second detector thing that I mentioned was the overlord, so this one will require a lair. So if you, this is like your early game detection, but let's say he had mobile invisible units and you want to do an attack, but you were worried about his invisible units at his main base, well, you would just add one of your overlords to go with it. So what you need to do is turn it into a lair, which is here. And we're going to turn that into a lair. And once you turn it into a lair, you can actually transform your overlords into overseers. And you just add it to your hotkey army, and it'll move with your army and see invisible stuff, so your army can actually attack the invisible stuff while you are doing it. So 44, so let's do 1 overlord and a bunch of drones. Check our drone count. We do need to change it. See ya. And that's good on creep spread. Let's go ahead and move a couple over here. Oh, that's way too many, so let's move some over here. And 1 more. Alright, and make a bunch of zerglings for defense. Let's connect our thing. And don't forget our... And add one over here. Okay. Spit. Don't forget our queen spit. Don't forget a queen spit. Queen here. Queen here. And add a... Let's add 2 overlords in case one dies to our army. Add that there, and make a bunch of units. That should be good. 57, so made a bunch of units. So next round should probably be drones. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's go spit. Spit. And then spit. 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 And no queen yet. Oh, queen's just popped out. Spit and spit. Alright, and make a round of drones, and then we'll mass up some more zerglings. Let's go attack. So he doesn't have an expansion yet, so let's go attack this as well.
Mineral field depleted.
Alright, and make another round of drones. That's 82, so that should be plenty. Hi, pretty kitty. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to you. And now let's just mess up zerglings. Oh, overlords. That should be way too many, but it works. Alright, and keep expanding. So as always, this is just our explanation. We're going to work on actually getting this better in the future in the next game. Alright, and spit, and spit. Spit. Alright. And make a bunch of zerglings. You little overseer or observer. Alright, let's go attack. Make a bunch of zerglings. And there we go. You guys go over here. So now we have our air defense, our own stuff to detect invisible things, and our big ground army. So we're actually doing pretty good on our defensive structures. Alright, I need 1 creep over here, and then spit, and I'm just going to shift queue that up. You guys go over there. Add that. Add that. We're going to go there. Spit. Spit. Yeah, you will need a little bit more APM than other races for Zerg. But at the same time, once you get good at it, that right there, stuff like that, where you're just holding down a key, will really showcase some good APM. Alright, and that's the Swarm. Alright, so let's do the same thing again. We're going to add on Queens, and make one like detector thing at for anti-air around 4 minutes of again. And just keep doing our last game exercise where we don't get supply blocked. Workers created 97, so a little too many, but not bad. Pretty good. And let's keep our money down. So let's do the same exercise and see how we do. Hi, kitty. Add AI, we're gonna, and this is on easy. All right, so this will be Zerg. You're so cute, but you need to let me record a video. Just lay down, take a nap. All right, let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's see how we do this. And we're just gonna, and of course you can at any time just stop watching the videos and just practice the lessons. I do recommend practicing each video's lessons for several games before moving on to the next video. All right, add that, and you go here, and where's the little cliff? Where's the cliff? Where's the cliff? Screw it, I'm wasting too much time. Overlord. Where's the cliff? Should be a cliff. I don't know. I don't see it. All right, and when that and get that Overlord to go up here, and get 3 drones when it pops. All right, and next up will be a spawning pool. I'll build us. Okay. You are going to go to our expansion. Go play. Okay, and here. Build.
We require more minerals. We require more
Hatchery.
minerals.
And that, and that. Now the spawning pool's almost done, so we need one more Overlord. So that way we can make our Zerglings and keep droning. And let's get a drone. Alright, Queen.
We require more minerals.
Queen. And now we save it for Zerglings. Zerglings. So I actually made one Zergling. Well, no I didn't. No I didn't. That's because I need the hatchery. That's why I did that. Oh, we need 3 more Zerglings for that. Or the extractor, sorry, not... don't know how many Zerglings I made, but I think that's enough. As you can see, I'm not perfect at this build, but it does have the basics in it. Alright, and we need you spit and go protect you guys. Attack here, shift, attack here, shift, attack here, shift, control 1, come back and defend. Drones, get, let's do here. And you guys, go here. Yep, there we go. And get under Overlord, because I am 10 away. And I had Zergling. I wanted to do drone. Come here, spit, spit, Queen. All right, let's go get some Terran. Go here. Let's make another 2 Overlords in case that one dies. All right, and drone. You come here. Go down my base. Right. Now, spit. You come here. Alright, and let's get my 3rd, build hatchery. And let's build our anti-air for 30 seconds from now, because maybe in about 4 minutes. You never know. Alright, and you start spreading the creep to our third base. And now I want to get more drones.
We require more minerals.
Come back.
We
Drone.
require more minerals.
Drone. Spit. Spit. Alright. Queens are super slow off creep. Drones. Want 2 overlords.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, spit and let's start. Go there. Alright, there's 4, which is 4. Let's move those there. Move the queen here, here. And that's about almost 50 supply and Zerglings. I think about 50 supply. See, one thing I'm not sure about actually is if it's 50 supply or 50 drones. I want to say 50 supply is safer. But again, you always want to be as greedy as you can be without dying. Okay. Go spit. Queen. Make 1 more queen. And you make your anti-air and invisible stuff. And just if you want the extra defense on your third, you can add 1 spine crawler. But with the amount of creep we have, it should be okay. Just in case I need invisible stuff, I will morph this to a lair. But I don't think I'll do anything more than that for now for this exercise. Let's make a few more Zerglings. Alright, that's a good number. So let's go send our first wave to attack. Alright, and now drone up. We also want to make sure we get our overlords. So this is a little bit of a mistake. I should have made 2 overlords. Simply because when you're attacking, in case they counterattack, you want to be able to remax your army. So I'll make 3 overlords just in case. Because if they counterattack, you want to be able to make an army for defense. So you always want that extra supply. Now, I'm not seeing expansion, so I'm expecting a big army. But it is the easy AI, so I guess not. We do have a lot of minerals, which I don't like, so let's go ahead and expand 2 more times. Let's expand 1 more time and build a macro hatchery. It'll be easier to defend. Now, our army's good, so let's make a bunch of drones. Alright, and put them there. This is good. So we just keep droning up. Watch our supply. And we're good. Pretty easy victory, but it was the easy AI, so not that bad. But I think that was a pretty good execution of the exercise of just queens, zerglings, don't get supply blocked. But let's see how we did. 0 time supply capped. Really great. APM is good. Workers created 67. So I think that's really good. Better than our average. And compared to his 24, yeah, I think we did pretty good. 624 average instrument resources. That could be a little bit lower. So I did mess up a little bit at the end. But it's an exercise, so it's fine. Army value, you can see actually we attacked at a very nice point. So we were constantly ahead. Even though we were trying to be as greedy as possible, we were constantly ahead in the army value. So we had a good defense. And we also keep an eye on when he attacks. So if he ever attacked like in this range, we would just immediately jump up in the army value. And then when we were ready to attack, we just made a massive army and sent it out there. And you can see here's where he defended himself. But when we were ready to attack, you can see we just massed it up and just sent out the swarm. Resource collection rates, a little bit lower than his at this section, which I find a little bit strange considering we had so many more drones than he did. I don't know, but you can see we over time we did really good. Upgrades, we didn't do any. Workers active, yeah, we did pretty good without workers active, I think. All right, so yeah, it's all a balance scale with Zerg. You want to make as many drones as you can and be as greedy as you can while still having a good defense. And then if you see their army moving out, just mass up that army. And if you feel like you don't have enough army, don't forget that you can make those spine crawlers for defense. If they like one base all in or two base all in, and they had this massive army, make a bunch of spine crawlers, or make not a bunch, but make like 2, maybe 3 spine crawlers, just to help you defend and hold it, and it'd be good. So also, if they have air units, if you see a bunch of air units, double up on queens, because the queens will help protect your bases from those air units. So if you see a couple air units, like 1 or 2 air units, just throw down the spore crawler and 1 queen. That should be good. But if you see like 5 or 6, then maybe 2 queens and 2 spore crawlers. And if you see them going only air, then maybe 3 queens, 3 or 4 queens, or like 3 queens per base, or maybe just have a whole queen army that's moving around defending yourself, and have like 3 or 4 spore crawlers. But at that point, you start getting into needing to build anti-air units, but that's not what we're getting at the moment. At this level, we're not worried about that. We're just worried about Zerglings. Next video, I believe we're going to talk about Banelings, which is a good thing that you Zerglings morph into. And I have actually won several games of silver with nothing but Zerglings, Banelings, and Queens. And I've been doing the exercises myself because I've been trying to learn a new hotkey setup. So I've been going through these same exercises with all 3 different races, just trying to learn these new hotkeys, and I'm at silver level. So I'm at the same level as I'm trying to teach, but that's because I'm learning a new hotkey, so I'm really, really slow at doing things. But I think it's really good to see if this stuff is actually helping or not, and I think it's. I've been thinking it's helpful, but I've been doing the same exercises, and I won several games with just Banelings, and you'll see that in the next video. But yeah, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I just realized my camera was not working the whole time, so I apologize. You can't see my face, but hopefully the lesson was still good. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.